guys, it's me with a new I Am Fun Size, which I'm starting to think I should call I Am Car Size because I do so many of these in my car. But it is Sunday, and I am doing this particular episode inspired by the insane weather that so many people are experiencing across the U.S. right now. And first of all, I want to say for all of you who are in those sub-zero temperatures and those of you who are in cities that can't take the crazy rain that's going on right now, whatever it is, I hope everybody is taking the time to breathe and be safe, especially if you're driving, and stay warm and safe and check in on your neighbors and all of those things. My heart especially goes out to my friends in Chicago, since that's a bit of a home away from home. But what I wanted to use this meteorological phenomenon to illustrate today is something that I have learned and been reminded of over and over and over again, and is another lesson from 2018 that I want to take into 2019, and here it is. And that lesson is, don't let bad weather in your life or in your mind or in your heart make you think that things aren't going your way or aren't going to go your way. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I think a lot of times we have a tendency to think, either if we're feeling bad or if it's emotionally rainy in our brains, or if we see certain circumstantial things not quite going the way that we wanted to, things were going along fine, and then all of a sudden things are not so fine, that somehow that means that we have taken a step back. We sometimes think that somehow that means, oh God, now I have to start over from scratch, or see it's a sign that things aren't going my way. And I know I have done this so many times in my life. So I am hoping, but I'm pretty sure that it's the truth, that others of you have had this experience, and that can benefit from my learning how to push through it. So, when we look at the clouds, the actual clouds, when it's raining, above those there is sky. There is clear sky. Above those there is the universe, and there is the sun, and all of that. And that is the same thing that's going on in our lives. Just because things don't look the way you want them to right now, and this is a lesson I definitely have learned most from my mentor, Kat Stone, who I've talked to you guys before, Kathleen Campbell Stone. You can check out a lot of her stuff at inlivingharmony.com. It's that just because things don't look a certain way doesn't mean there aren't universal forces, or whatever you believe in, doesn't mean that there aren't forces out there working for your good. And you can't see all of the mechanisms of the world. You can't see what people are working to your benefit behind the scenes. You can't necessarily always see those things. You can't necessarily always see those things, especially when you're down, or when you're frustrated, or when you've been working so hard at something and suddenly you hit a wall. Sometimes it's very easy to think that things aren't going to go forward your way. One of my favorite examples from my own life of this was something that happened to me right after college, 9,000 years ago. I was a dancer at the time, and during a rehearsal with my company to bring on a new partner, during that rehearsal I had an accident. My knee bent sideways, and that was pretty much the end of my time with that company. Now, up until that point, I had been spending about 6 hours a day for the last few years dancing. It was so much what I knew, and so much something that I loved, that the idea of not getting to do that, not knowing if I would be able to do that again, that was really, really hard. And there was this 6-month recovery, and even though the doctor told me that I might not even walk normally again, and I definitely couldn't dance again, I tried to keep my eyes on, I don't know what purpose this is going to serve in the future, but somehow I'm not letting it stop me. Now, what I did not know was happening during all of that time was that the one audition that I had gone on, general audition that I had gone on as an actress, was going to land up getting me a job almost one week to the day after I was able to walk again normally. And I would never have known during that whole 6 months that that was the case, because there was no sign of life about that. But circumstances and people behind the scenes were working working on my behalf, and all I had to do was put one foot in front of the other and stay even remotely positive. I didn't have to be happy. I just had to stay like confident that something was going to turn up, even though this looks awful. I look like I can't walk. I'm dealing with the Chicago winter while I can't walk, all of that. And it's a great, great, great thing to look back in my own life, and say, all right, you didn't know what purpose that was going to serve, but it got you right back on track to doing the thing you love, which is acting. So, with that, I would like to suggest to all of you that no matter what the meteorological circumstances are in your head, whether it's rainy or whether the weather in your life is good or bad, trust that the sun is out there. Trust that if you keep moving forward, there are things that you don't know are happening that are happening behind the scenes. As long as you stay focused on your intention, stay focused on living ethically, stay focused on the things that you want to create, and continue to make as many small, powerful actions as you can, and be good to yourself during that too. That's one of the most important things. Be very, very good to yourself. And on that note, I am going to start this car on this rainy Sunday here in Los Angeles and head home. But for those of you who have any other questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below here on the YouTube. And feel free to send me any more questions at Anjali@IamFunsize.com. And I hope no matter what the weather is where you are, you have a sunny day up here and in here. Okay, bye. All right, you beautiful people, send me your stuff. You can email me at Anjali@IamFunsize.com. These are all of the places you can find me on the interwebs. Please send me questions, pictures, fan art, cosplay pictures. Send me pictures of puppies. You know how I love the puppies. Oh, please, please, more puppies.
Can I please? Please, guys, please.